Thanks for joining us once again. We'll consider 10 mistakes to avoid in order to succeed at job interviews. The first mistake is an inability to sell yourself in less than 2 minutes. Now, it is essential to present your profile in a very concise way that will show strengths that are relevant for the job. A poorly prepared candidate will recite his or her CV. Now, this is the easiest and most obvious thing to do and will most certainly bore the recruiter. In order to be successful at your interviews, it's advisable to have a 2-minute presentation ready for when the opportunity comes for you to sell yourself. Please watch our video on how to sell yourself in less than 2 minutes. The second mistake is telling your life history. You can briefly talk about your hobbies or your passion when asked to do so during a job interview. But do not talk about your personal problems at the interview. Do not give the recruiter the impression that you are in a difficult situation and that you desperately need the job to solve the situation. A desperate candidate can be unattractive to the recruiter because the recruiter will feel pressurized. A third mistake would be a poor research on the recruiting company. A candidate that arrives with a vague idea of what the company is all about, its values, mission statement, products, clients, latest news about the company, the growth of the company over the recent years, and so on. So it's important to spend sufficient time on the company's website, for example, and extract relevant information that can help you during the job interviews. You can actually go the extra mile by contacting someone who works within the company to help you provide relevant first-hand information. Mistake number 4 would be telling lies during the interview. Now, there are several degrees of lying. You could actually garnish your accomplishments a little bit. This can be accepted. However, inventing something that you did not do is always very dangerous. Now, this is because the higher you climb in your career, the more scrutiny your career history will attract. So not only would you be living dangerously, and not only will your lie eventually catch up with you, it is actually a breach of trust between yourself and the company that plans to hire you. So you can actually provide contact numbers or emails of former line managers who can attest to what you've done in the past. Mistake number 5 would be showing signs of lack of self-confidence. So a candidate having lack of self-confidence is one that will speak too quickly and someone who speaks too fast because they are afraid of being cut off or because they are not 100% certain of what they're saying is actually very easy to detect. So in an interview, please try to speak calmly. Take your time. Avoid speaking abruptly. Think, think, think. Try to avoid touching your face. Try to avoid looking elsewhere and have a confident outlook. Recruiters like to see the candidate's speech synchronized with a good body language. If the candidate's speech is out of sync with the body language, it will actually give the recruiter an impression that the candidate is hiding something. Another mistake is displaying low energy levels. Now, many candidates are actually soft. What do we mean by being soft? So, this refers to the energy level. At the start of an interview, you must have an energy level that is slightly higher than that of the recruiter. However, if you're too energetic or emotional, you will appear unstable. On the other hand, if you have a little extra touch in the way you present yourself, it actually adds momentum to the interview. When you speak with a boring tone, it will actually tire out the recruiter. So the longer the interview lasts, the more the recruiter's energy levels will drop. Now, if he gets tired, he can actually lose concentration, and that will be to your detriment. So increase energy levels, during the interview by speaking out loudly. You try to appear genuinely interested, be creative, use witty words, use funny illustrations while you can, and also do that while remaining professional. Another mistake would be poor listening. Some candidates can ask a couple of intelligent questions, but they do not really listen to the answers provided by the recruiter. Effective listening by the candidates actually provides a magical dimension to the interview. So recruiters are actually very impressed when the candidates show effective listening skills during the interview. So the next mistake would be speaking badly about former employers or competitors or influential people within the sector. Now, why is this a bad practice? Well, it's because when you say bad things about others, the recruiter immediately creates an image of you as a troublemaker, and an image of someone who has got bad influence. On the contrary, when you talk about your former job, when you talk about a former manager or a company that you've worked for in the past, try to emphasize the positive aspects. Now, even if your manager in the previous job was not very nice, speak good things about him or her. And yeah, so it's very important to speak well of your past employers. Another mistake would be not anticipating and preparing for trick questions. Some of these questions include: can you introduce yourself? What are your good qualities? What are your faults? What motivates you? What is your greatest achievement? And questions like: where do you see yourself in the next 5 years? And why should we give you this job and not another candidate? Now, the candidate is expected to have thought through very intelligent questions, and he or she is expected to have documented answers to these questions. To send us an email if you require assistance in any aspect of your preparations towards a job interview. Thank you very much for watching this video, and hope to catch you very soon. Bye bye.